Hey guys, it's me, Rami Salami, and this is the Greg SMP. This is a Minecraft server I've started with some friends. Uh, I don't know, well, I'm not totally sure what everyone's goal is on here, but my personal goal is to be the server's lumberjack. This is our starter town of Gregstown. Uh, Over here we've got a rules board. This is my main area. This is where I'm basing. I've got some stuff set up over here. So this episode's not really complete. I made some mistakes during the recording process. It happens. You know, you're setting up OBS for the first time on a new system. It's going to get screwed up a lot of the times. But a lot of my footage was actually unusable, so I have to record this all in retrospect, and uh, that's my mistake. I will not make it again. But over here, I've got my starter hut, this fishing hut. This was one of my two major goals for my episode 1 sequence. It was that I build this. Now you can see here that I've got some wood. That was because I actually died to a creeper. And over here you can see that it happened again. I am really shocked at how poorly I'm performing while playing on this server. I normally don't die in Minecraft, but I have been I've been selectively not trying to gather resources as much as develop. Oh, I miscounted there. It's unfortunate. Yeah, I try not to gather too many resources early on because I want to actually play Minecraft properly and experience the developmental aspects of it on this server. It's one of the other goals with Gregstown as a whole. And Gregstown here is a town that we're founding. It's the founders are me, Michael, Victor, and Jesse. And I'll link Michael, Victor, and Jesse in the description so you could see their content. But over here is an incomplete house made by Victor. This is an incomplete house made by Jesse. And this is our little starter camp area. A farm with some pigs, some Highland pigs, I believe. I actually haven't played too much Minecraft past 1.14, 1.16, I think, is the last time I played seriously. And then over here we've got an area, a ravine that we probably need to fill in, but we might actually build on top of. We've discussed some interesting things there. And then here is a farm that I constructed. This farm was, the goal was to feed the village, to feed the town. And we've got the sugar cane, we've got carrots, we've got wheat, and over here, this is going to tie deep into my long-term goals. This is my major build of the episode. It is a lumber mill. I've got, these are my resources for building it. It's pretty much complete at this point. I think this open air structure thing is really cool. I like this idea. I'm probably not going to build in this style that often, but for something like this, something that's already pretty inherently outdoorsy, I think that this is going to fit for that structure. I really liked the support beams, these arcs that I did. They were simple, but I think they added a lot to the space without having to necessarily conflict too much with the open air design in the first place. I like that it's supporting the structure above it as well. I think the lighting was really cool, and these copper lanterns are so easy to get, and they look really pretty. I like the coloration on them, these green lights rather than the yellow or blue alternatives that we had before. And over here I've got the log cutter, this sawmill that's gonna chop up the logs, and I've got some shaved logs over here, and I'm gonna sell these. I'm gonna sell the actual logs. This is my main goal. So I'm going to have every type of wood set up over here with a spot where I'm selling them out of chest. So this area that we built in Gregstown, was a taiga, and during the first couple days of the server, I dedicated my time to using stone and copper axes to chop down every single spruce wood tree in sight. There are still some spruce trees over there, and if we need to expand Gregstown beyond its current city limits, then we would probably go up rather than going to the side here. Although we have the space in the water to build, we have the space above us to build, and we've talked about other things like that. There are some cool build ideas that we have long term that are going to use these spaces creatively. But as for right now, we only have the resources to build these smaller buildings. So I think this is probably going to become the more shop focused area, since I'm already starting a shop here. And in my next episode, my main goal is to get my hands on every single sapling available in game, including the nether saplings and including the saplings that you can get, non-saplings, but bamboo, and to get moss, because moss gives you a unique leaf type, two unique leaf types, and bamboo gives you a unique wood. And that's not necessarily to set up an automated farm for those materials, but just to set them up so that I can, in the future, set up the automation stuff. As for right now, I am going to be doing everything by hand. Now, spruce is the easiest one to farm, so I got pretty lucky that we ended up starting in a spruce area. But I have some trees built over there. I know that in the near future, because it's the holiday season soon, I'm going to also be building a giant Christmas tree in a space over there. I can show you that now. Okay, so Gregstown is just over this way. And as you can see over here, not too far away, is this large mountain, a snowy mountain. It's really beautiful up there, and it's the perfect place to build a community-supported holiday land, I guess. I'm not sure what we're going to call it yet, but we're going to build some stuff here and probably do a gift exchange in Minecraft, do some stuff like that. But in addition to that, I actually have something else that I've done for Christmas. And so I have the Distant Horizons mod enabled, and with that in mind, I've actually explored quite a bit of the area here. Our continent that we're on, for the most part, doesn't have a lot of wood diversity in the first place, which is better for me because I'm going to have access to woods that other people don't have access to for a long time. They're going to be struggling to get their hands on anything that isn't spruce, birch, oak, or potentially moss, because moss is easier to get underground. While I'll be able to provide them with any other wood type that they want. So here, let me see actually how tall this is. This is 149. Should be fine. We can grow a large spruce tree in this space here, and then add a bunch of leaves to it, make it look like a large Christmas tree, add baubles to that, and then in the area surrounding, we can build a lot of structures that would benefit. Ooh, iron ore. On this server, we're actually not going to be running into endgame content until the end of December. So those episodes where me and Victor and Michael and maybe anyone else that we add to the server and the streams are not going to happen until the end of the year. And that means we're not going to fight the Ender Dragon yet. We're not going to get netherite gear yet. We're not going to get elytras. We're not going to fight the Wither and get beacons. We're not going to do any of that stuff. And also importantly is we're not going to have really heavily industrialized villager trading. That's one of the few things that we very clearly all agreed upon, that it was a little bit too overpowered for early game and would narrow the focus and make us burn out, is that we want to be able to play without having certain things taken care of for us. So having villager trading means that everything centers on villager trading once you've done it a lot of the time. And we can trade with villagers, but we can't trade with villagers after we've de-zombified them, after we've revived them from the dead. We can't trade with them because it's too powerful. And I think in general, we're kind of de-incentivizing villager trading in an industrial capacity anyway. I've never had a problem with trading with villagers when they don't have perfect trades, because I don't think that I need the things that they're selling as often as other players do. I think for the most part, I just want foods and enchanted books. Uh, The emeralds are nice, but the emeralds aren't really worth anything to me. And I think that the best way to get, for instance, a full beacon. Ooh, that's interesting. Looks like he's got a. It's incomplete. Yeah. Okay. I already knew it was incomplete, but I didn't know to what degree. That he is going to. Wait, what am I saying? Hold on. Geez, I'm sorry. I got completely distracted there. Uh, Villager trading is a really difficult thing to get past when you have that convenience. And I think that every player here wants to be inconvenienced so that they actually have to find enjoyment out of the game rather than automating everything into oblivion. I know that me and Michael are farmers for sure. We're going to do certain things that automate the game, get rid of the really tedious work so that we can do interesting stuff, like the wood stuff. The wood thing is going to be really good because I'm going to be providing wood to everyone else, and that'll give them access to building materials. That'll give them access uh, to like as many chests as they need. Michael's going to be farming iron, and he's also going to have villagers that he can trade with specifically to get Silk Touch and Mending books. And Silk Touch is really important. That's because our shopping district is going to be built not around diamonds, but around diamond ore. That diamond ore is what's valuable because you can't actually increase the value or decrease the value more specifically by inflating the economy with diamonds as easily. Diamond ore is not as easy to get as diamond itself because fortune can increase your diamond rates so much. This is Victor's wife, Vicky, and I just thought about how it would be really cool if she had a poop trail behind her. So I want to do that. Let me see, how can I do that? No, it needs to be here. All right, that's good. What about this? And then this. Yep. She's pooted. Yeah, so this is Victor's wife, Vicky. And now she's pooped on the ground behind her. That's another win. So, then I guess, probably talk about the progress that I have made. That I think that my start for this server has actually been pretty good because next episode I'm going to go mining and I'm going to get my hands on different materials before we go into the nether. So I'm going to record some of that tonight. But before that, I want to get this video uploaded. I want to finish some stuff there. This is kind of an impromptu thing for me at this point. I've got most of the wood that I need from the spruce trade specifically, but right here I've got so much copper. I've got a decent amount of iron actually that I can move to iron pickaxes completely. I've got more than a stack of iron. I gotta start using blocks for this stuff. Or maybe I should do. Not sure. But I want to get my hands on actual diamond armor. A full set of it probably. Because I've got the mine set up here. If I can get the torches for it, then I should be good to just run it. And this section here also, I don't intend to stay ladders after next episode. I just don't have access to soul sand yet. I'm going to have a water elevator that shoots me back up to the surface at very, very fast pace. I just can't use it yet. But that goes down pretty deep to the level that is, I think, minus 23. Or it's minus 53. Minus 53. The apparent optimal level to mine for diamonds. That's where I'm going to be mining tonight to try to get access to diamond pickaxe, diamond axe, diamond armor. And it's all going to be unenchanted, but as long as I'm getting diamonds early from strip mining, I'm going to be set for a long time. I can do more strip mining later. I'm not going to base in this area permanently. Obviously, the strip mines are going to ruin the underground of this area. So we got to be careful about that and do most of our primary mining outside of Gregstown anyway. But as of right now, I don't have somewhere else that I'm basing yet. And that's not going to happen until episode 3, I believe. So we will find out. where I'm moving to then. But this is my fisher hut. I actually also didn't show you guys this other thing that I got my hands on. This is this wolf head is something that I think I collected for a specific thing that I'll do later, but I got my hands on, was it in this chest? Yes, I got my hands on an enchanted fishing rod, Luck of the Cien Mende. It's a really nice thing to have. It's a good luxury item that I am a fan of. It gets you experience at a decent rate, as long as I don't keep dying to creepers every time I'm in town. And I was also trying to light up the area to prevent that sort of thing. While I was doing that, I got killed by a creeper. That's why I lost my chest plate. But I was, I've been doing a lot of fishing. So I've been doing a lot of fishing. I have set up the mine. I'll show you what that looks like as well, because it's actually really clearly incomplete. I need to get some barrels down here so that I can store some of the overflow blocks. It's really just the dropper and the ladders, soon to be an elevator. But I want this place to be really easy to use. I want to have a big wall of storage down here where I can just go and drop off my items whenever I need to. So I think I should go and get some logs for that and then start mining. Um, Either way, this is a project. This is not a real project. This is just progression. But I want to get diamond armor before we go into the nether, which I believe we will be doing tomorrow. And we've got the obsidian portal now. Or we've got the obsidian for the portal, and we've got everything set up for that. But we can't yet go there because we need to all be there for that to have an event made out of our venture into the nether. But I think that, as of right now, Gregstown's turning into a pretty nice area, just we don't have the infrastructure yet for it to be well manned, and I want it to be more populated than it is right now. We're going to add people to the server eventually. We're just not yet clear on who. So this is all we've got right now. Over here is the rule board. I'll show you this now. I have some intentions later down the road to add more rules potentially. I want to be mayor of this town at some point. But I think the politics haven't started yet for that. Rule 1, no murder. Rule 2, no stripping. Rule 3, no gambling. Rule 4, no armor. Not yet enforced. We can't enforce that until it's safe to walk around in this town and there aren't monsters trying to kill you. Rule 5 is no drinks and brewing. Rule 6 is no slavery. I think that's a really good rule. Live by that every day of my life. Rule 7 is no mob farms, and Rule 8 is respect thy neighbor. I think that's one I think that we could lose, actually. I just made Victor's wife poo, so I don't know if we need to respect thy neighbor. Also, this is not something that I'm going to show yet, but a little quick teaser. I left a gift for you, Jesse. Gift from Rami, only open on stream. Leave in the comments what you guys think this is. Let's see what the stances are. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, you can leave a like. That helps me. You could maybe subscribe. That also helps me, and it helps you too because you get my great content on a regular basis. And have a good night, everybody. Sleep tight.